Hello, everyone. It's been a very, very long time, longer than I intended. This is my video talking about the series finale of the Digital Circus. Excuse me. This is this was this was great. I loved it. It was some of the things I predicted in my last video about the Digital Circus actually came true, and a couple of things. Some other things I didn't see coming, obviously, at all. Um, and I think it ended. I think it ended pretty well. Uh, I did, and I did see that because they released it in theaters, and I believe I saw that it made $8 million. $8 million in the theaters. That's amazing for for a TV show that was independently made, for web series that was independently made, being put on freaking YouTube and Netflix. For this thing to come out in theaters and make $8 million is amazing. Um okay, let's get into it. What happened? What did I get right in my predictions? Overall, how the show was. And okay, let's see. So first things first, I predicted we were going to see Jack's abstract. Like, he was going to abstract because he was under a lot of stress. And that did happen. Like, I think in the first 10, 15 minutes, we we saw him abstract. Um we I think I also said we were going to see some of Jack's backstory in the Digital Circus, and we did. We got to see him become friends with Ribbit. Ribbit, I think her name was. We got to see her become friends. See him become friends with her. We got to see the clown guy that had abstracted in episode 1. Uh, yeah, because he abstracted in episode 1, and we never got to meet him. And then this is like, this was our chance. This was our chance to meet him as well. So that was cool. We find out in his backstory, and this is something I didn't know we were going to see, that him and Ribbit were really good friends. They had been really, really good friends. He opened up about what had happened to him in the real world, how his childhood was, and he was running away from his mom, that he thought he had killed his mom, and he was running away from that. And it was like, and he told all that to her. He told all of that to her, and and then kind of he felt weird about it, and then started, like, basically breaking off things with her as a friend. And the clown guy was kind of in the middle of it because he was friends with both of them, and he didn't know what Jax was doing, what was happening. And she abstracted, and then she got depressed, and then I think abstracted because of that. And then Jax felt bad because he was basically the cause of her abstracting. He was the cause of it. And then his other friend, he abstracts. So now he's the cause. and he was basically the cause of both of his friends abstracting, which is why he is the way he is in the show. We find all of this out when Pomni goes to the abstracted Jax and tries to bring him back, which was something I predicted would happen, that they would bring him back. That didn't happen. There was an attempt made. It was attempted, but it was unsuccessful. Um, they do learn. Oh wait, one of the big before I get into that, one of the biggest things that um I find out that we found out in the first in like the first like 2 minutes of it, in like the first minute actually. One of the first things we find out is that um they're not connected in the they're not connected they're not connected to the Amazing Digital Circus through some means on the outside. It turns out that what is going on is that they are brain scans of the real people. This is huge because this means these people came in, had their brain scanned, and then they left. Kinger reveals that to them right before, because he found this out. He saw this in the program, in Kane's program, right before Kane disappears, and he tells them this. He's like, "It's like we can't get out. We're brain scans." I remember we were scanning people. We were scanning their brains, and we couldn't figure out how to make the brain scans work because the file sizes were so small for what they were. So we just kind of kept them in a hard drive somewhere. Um, but Kane figured out how to make them work. Kane Kane figured out how to make them work. We're not getting out of here. They're like, great. And that was probably like that actually was like the last thing. I think that was like the last straw for Jackson. And that's what caused him to abstract. So now they have to figure out what to do with Jax. Um, Kinger does teach them how to how to conjure things in the digital circus. Like I knew that was going to happen. I think I did predict that correctly, that he was going to do that. He then so then they Because if you remember in the previous episode, they like after Kane disappears, they don't know they don't know what they're going to do, and the circus looks kind of in shambles. So they start conjuring. So they did start conjuring to fix the digital circus. Kane, um, believe I predicted one of the things they were going to do was that like Kinger was going to try to recreate the Able program, and that was going to bring Kane back. That didn't happen. Um, we did find out where the Able program was. That's cool. We're not there yet. Um, okay, so they're making things. They put the digital circus back together. We find out Jack's backstory. We find out about Jack's backstory. Um, Pomni is doing that glitchy thing that happens when they interact with someone who's abstracted, and she's just kind of laying there. And then we find out Kane Kane is there. Like he kind of disappeared and went into the void, but was able to come back. He and then we see that he's there in the circus just watching them. And then we rewind to after his deletion and we find out that he kind of had like an epiphany out there in the void that he figured some things out. He figured out that he was bad, that he needed to change, and he decides to change. And one of the things he does is he reaches into his own head and pulls out Abel and releases him. So like Abel didn't get deleted all that time ago. He didn't get deleted. He was inside Cain the whole time. So he got released. Abel got released. Cain breaks through a bunch of barriers and connects to the internet. And you think, because when I was watching it, I think like, oh shit, he's gonna get out like he's always wanted to. But he doesn't. The Wi-Fi signal is limited, so he decides he has all of the names, all of their original names. He knows all of their original names. So he Googles all of them. He researches all of them and then comes back. And then when he comes back to the digital circus, he fixes Pomni and then reveals like, hey, I'm still here. Like, you guys want me to help you with you guys want me to help you with Jax? And she's like, no, we got this. So he I think it was like Ragatha that was like, no, we got this. So then she got so then, you know, they deal with the Jax. They figure out like a new thing to do with they figure out a new thing to do with all the abstracted people. And then they figure out and then like Kane's like, hey, I made this thing for you. And then he made a slideshow of everything he found out about everyone. And he's like and he tells them all their names. Like and tells them like everything they did. Uh I'm gonna let I'm gonna let you watch it. I'll let you watch it and see all of it. But it was like, yeah, they're all out there. They're all out there living. All of them are out there living their best lives. You know, they're doing great for themselves. It's pretty cool. They're like, oh, cool. And it was cool. What I thought was interesting about this part is because this part, like the pictures aren't animated. They're live action pictures. I like of real people, and it's like, oh, that's cool. And I always wondered if that was like, I wondered, and I was like wondering, I wonder if those are pictures of the voice actors. So they kind of like how it all kind of ends is that they know they're there. They know that they're there. This is where they live. This is who they are. This is where we live now. Um, let's be happy. Let's not be miserable about this whole thing. Let's try to be happy. You know, because this is our life. This is our life. So let's live and be happy. And Cain, um, and Cain, of course, having his epiphany, isn't going to just torture them and make them feel miserable and act like an asshole. You know, he's going to be he's going to help. He's going to help from now on. So that's good. Then we get the closing credits, and then after the closing credits, we get this shot. We get this shot of like all of them, of all the real people at a bus stop getting on a bus. And it was shot in live action. I was like, oh, cool. It was like that was all of them. And it's not unclear if that was like them going to the company to get the brain scans, or if they just all happened to be at the same bus stop and then not realizing that they all know each other, that they all kind of know each other. Yeah, but that was a cool. I thought, and I'm looking, and it's like that was a cool ending. That was a cool ending. It didn't end. We figured it answered every question everyone's ever had got answered, and that's how it ended. And I'm like, it's a good ending. It's a good, happy, hopeful ending to the show, which is how the show should have ended, and I quite enjoyed it. Um, Now it's like you can go back and you can go now you can like it's I'm pretty sure like all the episodes are now on Netflix. You can go back and you can binge watch the whole show over and over and over again. Uh, so that's pretty cool. So I think I think they did a really good job on this show. I would have liked like I would have liked multiple multiple seasons of this show, but like animation cost they couldn't do. I don't think they could have ever pulled off like multiple seasons of this show. Like I don't think it would have worked. It was it was a great. This was like a great show. Glitch is a great company. Of course, and then of course there's like merchandise still being sold. I would say I would tell everyone here, if you're watching this video, go buy the merchandise. Um, yeah, Digital Circus was an amazing show. It was an amazing ride. We all had fun watching it. I hope, and I'm hoping that everyone is happy with the way it ended. Because pulling off, trying to pull off a satisfying ending to a show like this is difficult. We've seen people, we have like if I'm 42 years old. I've seen a lot of shows end. Um, I've seen shows end before their time. I've seen shows go the distance and have terrible endings. I've seen shows have I've seen shows have great endings, and I'm still watching shows that a lot of people think should have ended years ago but are still going. And again, if you're like if you're my age, you know what I'm talking. You know what show that's a reference to. Um, and that's it. I think then, and and Glitch is still going on things. Gaslight District and Knights of Guinevere are two shows I think are getting ready to get started up. That they are getting ready to start going into full production on. So watch those shows because those look good. Go back and watch Murder Drones. That's on Prime. That full series is on Prime. It's a good show. I love that show. Murder Drones is like one of the coolest shows ever. Um, and that's it. My name is Man of Lawful. If you like this video, if you think this video was interesting, click the like button. If you hate this video, click the dislike button. Leave a comment, subscribe, turn on your notifications, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.